Hey guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the sniper rifles, the DMRs, and the rangefinder. What I found out is that the DMRs and the sniper rifles have an automatic rangefinder included in the weapon, regardless if you even have a scope or sight equipped. At the bottom of the screen, you can see where it says 0 meter. And I can cycle through the various ranges up to 1,000 meters. Now what I did not realize at first is this is actually mapped to your cycle fire rate button. And I did not read that anywhere, I just stumbled upon it because I could not figure out why I was not hitting anything. Well, inadvertently I was clicking that button, not knowing that it also cycled the fire rate and also cycles the rangefinder. But what I've noticed is, and just for testing purposes, I'm going to use the M40A5 with the 8x scope with the mil dots, as you can see. And what I found out is the scope is zeroed to about 50 meters to where it hits dead center. Now I use my PLD to determine what range I'm at, and you can see it's 23, 24, and so on. So let me see if I got to find a range of about 50 just to show you. Let's see here. Okay, so we're at 50 meters. And you see that shot was pretty much dead on center. Now what I also noticed is with this scope, about 60 and up, 65 meters into the 70 range, you start to see more bullet drop. But now with the rangefinder, what I noticed is, see, like right there to that crate, it's about 103 meters. And I'm also using the variable zoom up to 14 times just to make it a little easier to see the shot. But as you can see, that is about 104 meters. And when I scope up and shoot, you can see the bullet hit is below the center of the scope. So basically what you'll have to do is pretty much figure out the distances for yourself. And generally what I've done in the past is kind of fire a shot, and at least that way I know where roundabout the shot hits, so I can kind of guesstimate where to place my crosshair. Now, to give you an example, let me see if I could find a range of 200 meters. And also another thing that I noticed affecting the shot is elevation. Of course, it ties into bullet drop, and if your target is higher, then you're going to have more bullet drop. If your target is lower, you have to aim a little lower than the intended target. And what I also noticed is at least 200 yards. It's a long way. Let me see if I can find a clear enough point here. See, that's about 50 meters. And see, that even is a little below dead center. That's just about almost right on. And also I'm using this map because I tried the test range at first, but there is the UAV that constantly flies overhead and it is incredibly loud, so I didn't want to feel like I always had to talk over that. At least it's a little more quiet here. Wow. And I don't think I'm gonna have 200-meter range. But what I'll do with the PLD is I'll run around and just look at certain spots on the map just to give me an idea of the range, because I've been playing enough to where, depending on the range, I can kind of know where to gauge my crosshair. But basically what I was trying to show you is if you can find a target exactly 200 meters, then if you select your rangefinder to 200, like that, it will be dead on center. And see, the same is true for, you know, any other range. If, you know, you're generally sniping at about 100 meters, then you're gonna have to aim a little bit higher than the target to try to get a headshot. Well, I don't think I'm going to have 200 meters, but as you can see, that crate is about 120. And you could see where the bullet hit was and how low the shot is. And again, you just have to guesstimate. But generally you can get a pretty good idea of the range. And what I used to do previously, again, was just fire one shot just to give me an idea. And that's why I like the mil dot scope, because I can use those mil dots as a point of reference also. Okay, so that crate is 45 meters. And you can see that's pretty much center. Okay, so that's 79. Okay, now with that shot you could see I shot the first time, made a bullet hole, and then had to elevate my scope a little bit just to account for 79 meters. Pretty much that's what the rangefinder does, to where you don't have to really guess, with the exception of being 200 meters, 400 meters, up to 1,000, and vice versa. In my experience, you'll always have to guess, but it's more of an educated guess with the rangefinder. But again, you have to take into account elevation a little bit, and if your target is moving. Now, if your target is moving, that's another series of factors you gotta take into consideration. But I hope this explained a little bit about the rangefinder and the sniper rifles and DMRs. So eventually I'm going to make another video just to show some gameplay in multiplayer. Maybe I can show some of it actually being used in action. Alright, so this is again 100 meters to that crate. And let's see. You see how that was in the between the center of the scope and the first mil dot, so aim them a little above. And it's pretty much dead on accurate. However, if that crate was exactly 200 meters, and I set my rangefinder for 200 meters like that, it will be dead on center. Okay, well, again, just stay tuned to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to try to post more videos in the future, and I hope this helped. I mean, the rangefinders is pretty well general knowledge now, but as I said, I found out that that is automatically mapped to the same button that cycles your fire rate. I did not read that anywhere. I just figured it out by accident. So, alright, well, we will see you on the battlefield.